Hello. I just want to say a pleasant good day to you. Um, and I'm inspired today to share with you that you are God's masterpiece. Um, I woke this morning, and the first thing that came to me was that somebody needs to hear that they are God's masterpiece. So I don't know what it is that you're going through now, but I need you to know this that you are God's masterpiece. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. There is no one else on this earth like you. You are unique, you're talented, you're gifted, you're the best, you will be a success, you will succeed, you will overcome this mountain, you will walk through this Red Sea, you will climb up out of this valley and reach the mountain top. You will be the best you can be in this life. I don't know what you're going through, but I know that somebody needs to hear this today. And I just took this time out to tell you that no matter what you're going through, I don't care who is telling you what, you need to remember that you are a masterpiece. And if I may, I don't know if you know what a masterpiece is like. And let me just explain for a little. My dad um was a potter, and so in the process of making a piece of art, um, a pottery piece, there is a lot of things that goes through the process. And one of the first things that you have to do in order to make a piece is that you have to have a piece of clay. And when you have that piece of clay, you have to put the clay through a process where you mix it, you sieve it to get the smoothest grain of clay. Then after you sieve it, you have to mix it in a process with water and put it to set so that the clay can come to a consistency where it can be kneaded into a shape that you want it to make that beautiful piece. Now, many pieces are made in a potter's shop, right? Because my dad had a factory, a pottery factory, and many pieces are made in that factory. But it takes something special to create that masterpiece, something very special, because the masterpiece takes a lot of time. And in telling you this, I'm here to tell you that you're a masterpiece, and masterpieces take more time than just an average piece to make, right? When he used to make the regular pieces for the tourist market, which would be like some little mini jars and mini vases and what we call trinket boxes, those were some small gift items that would decorate with sand and seashells to sell in the tourism market. But the masterpieces were the pieces which would go in an art gallery, which could go in an auction, and they were one of a kind pieces. No two pieces were the same. They were one of a kind pieces, and those pieces were top dollar pieces. Okay, those are the pieces that in Jamaican money you'd pay top dollar for it. People would pay thousands of dollars to get one of those pieces. And my dad was a master potter, which means that the pieces that he created were well sought after. So to get a unique piece made by him would be something special. Reason being his unique creativity and skill that he brought to that piece was like what no other potter could do. Not saying that there's not other master potters, but saying this to say that the unique creativity that he brought to a piece which was sought after by others couldn't be done by anyone other than him. And so I'm just telling you today that, everything that you're going through now is a part of the process, but you must remember that no matter how bad the process gets, you are a masterpiece. And what God is working in you now is the processing of that masterpiece. The masterpieces are also beautiful, and I love them. Why? I am somebody that love things that are unique and different. I don't like anything that everybody has it. I like something that's unique and different. So I used to, with joy, look forward to seeing the masterpieces that my daddy would create for art shows and stuff like that, because of the fact that watching him go through the process of making each piece. Because after you process the clay and put it to dry, what will happen then is that he would then put it on his potter's wheel and mold it into a beautiful piece. Now, when he molded it into that piece, it took a lot of time to get it and to artfully create it into whatever creation was forming from him. And after you do that, then it has to go through the same process as the rest of pieces, where it has to dry for a little while. And then you can't let it dry out too much, because if it dries out too much, it will crack and you're not able to glaze it, to put it in the kiln. And then after it dries out, you have to then put it in the, you glaze it and decorate it. And then it has to go in the fire. Now, know this: masterpieces generally can't go in the fire with the regular pieces, the regular small pieces like the trinket boxes and the mini jars and the mini vases, the little small um, gift items, souvenirs. Those were done differently. The reason why the masterpieces couldn't go with the small trinkets was this: because the masterpiece takes and needs more heat in order to let that piece become prettier, because it has a different type of glaze, and it takes longer for that piece to be baked to finalization. So you're saying, why am I going through this process for so long? Because you are a masterpiece. Because anything that is a masterpiece, anything that is phenomenal, it takes time to process. You look at a diamond, right? Look at a diamond and look how many years that coal has to remain in the earth in order for it to become a diamond. And also with a pearl has to be in an oyster for such a long time before it becomes a pearl, when it starts forming to when it's ready to be reaped or harvested. And so I want you to remember this: because you're a masterpiece, you're set apart, you're chosen, you're special, you're different, and there is nothing that anybody else can do like you can do it. So just know this: everything that you're going through is because you're a masterpiece. In the end, the masterpieces stand out from the regular pieces, from the generic pieces, from the souvenir pieces, from the little craft items. The masterpiece stands out. The masterpiece can go in a showroom or an art gallery. And when you go to that gallery, it will stand out from all the other pieces, right? So, no, you are made to stand out, not to fit in. You're different for a reason, for a purpose. It's because of your calling, of what you are called and led to do. So let me just tell you this now. Remember that you're beautiful, you're special, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. God crafted you. When He was making you, He crafted you specially. He gave you all those unique gifts and qualities. But even if other people call some of your qualities quirks because they don't understand it, it is there for a purpose. It is a part of your masterpiece, and it is going to be used in letting your masterpiece shine beauty into this world. So walk with your head held high, stand proud, set your shoulders straight, walk proud, look forward, smile. Yes, give a beautiful smile, and know that you are the best thing that ever happened since Adam and Eve. And don't make nobody tell you any different. Okay, so I love you, and I just want you to go through this week knowing that you are a masterpiece. Remember everything that I've said here about the process of the masterpiece, the process of the pottery, and the different pieces, just the regular pieces from the masterpieces, the process that it takes. Learn all you need to learn during the process, and remember this. There's something that I have always learned in my life is this, that every time I'm going through a situation which seems difficult or challenging or insurmountable, or it seems maybe like this is not the pathway that I should be in at this time based on where I want to be in my life, every time I'm in a situation that seems negative, this is what I always say to myself: Lord, what is the lesson that you want me to learn out of this situation? Because looking at the pottery and looking at the process of things, how they are made, every single stage of the process has an important lesson to learn, which you need in order to navigate the pathway of life. And so, know this: everything that you're going through, there is a lesson in there. There's a lesson, very important lesson, and nugget, a tidbit of truth that you need to carry forward in your life. Okay, and so this video wasn't supposed to be too long, but let me just share quickly with you. Um, Recently, I lost a baby. We were expecting our third child, and the child died in me. No, it was very heart wrenching, yes, but I'm at peace. But here's a lesson that I learned from it. When I asked the doctor how come, because when she checked, I was having some challenges, and when she checked, she noticed that um, the baby hadn't grown since the last time we had gone for the surgery. It hadn't grown more than maybe a week more than when we had done the last ultrasound. And then she noticed that the baby's heart had stopped beating, and I said, "How come? Is that strange, or what?" She said, "It's a normal thing that happens in plenty ladies on a regular basis." She said, "Anytime you see that happening, that it means that there was a defect that caused the baby not to be able to grow any further. And so, because it couldn't grow any further, the heart stopped beating." Now, hear the lesson that I got from that. I was like, wow, God, you are amazing. Now, even in the midst of all of my pain and the sorrow of, looking forward to a new child and then learning then that there will be no child, even in the midst of all of that, I got a lesson which is perfect for my life, which, guess what? Is this: that if everything is not set for your growth, and know this, in order for there to be growth, there have to be several different factors in place. And if there is to be growth, then there can be no defects. Now, let me tell you something. It's a part of the process of making the masterpiece is that the clay has to be purified. When that clay is processed and mixed with water and put to set to reach desired consistency before. Do you remember I told you that you have to sieve it from when you dig it from the dirt stage? You have to sieve it. When you're processing that clay to make that masterpiece, everything, there cannot be any lump or any spot. Sorry, there cannot be any lump. There cannot be any spot. There can be no impurities, no pieces of dirt. Everything has to be smooth. Okay, everything has to be smooth in order for you to build a masterpiece up to where it needs to be. No, if there is a defect, just like how there was a defect with the baby, if there is a defect in the lump of clay, it will not become a masterpiece. So know this: you see the process that you're going through, it's a part of God purifying you, cleansing you, making you pure, spotless for his work, for the masterpiece that he has in you, because you're already a masterpiece and he's consistently improving you to be the best that you can be. Because guess what? There is something within you that needs to be removed, and if that is not removed, you will not grow. Okay? And in order for you to grow properly, you must have no defect, right? Notice children that are abnormal. Anything that is abnormal, if it even grows, they will tell you it won't live for a certain amount of time. And if it lives, it is so defective that it becomes a strain and a stress and a struggle on the parents. And so your life is the same thing. There is something within you that needs to come out, that God needs to process. There's a lesson. Sometimes maybe there is nothing to come out. There's nothing wrong with you, but probably that it needs is that God needs to bring something to your enlightenment. If you weren't in this position, you wouldn't learn that lesson. And that lesson, though it looks like it's not important, no, is going to serve you masterfully in the rest of your journey, because remember, none of us knows what the next bend in the road will bring. I mean, I never knew this would happen to me. We didn't even plan this pregnancy, so I didn't know this would happen to me, but it gave me a lesson. And there are some things that God taught me in the stillness, in the process of my healing. There's been some things that God has been teaching me. And so I just want you to know that nothing that happens just happens. Nothing just happens. Kevin Downs has a song that says, nothing just happens. So rise up, walk in your purpose, know that you're a masterpiece, do what you have to do. Whatever comes your way, accept it. If you don't understand it, search for the lesson that it's trying to teach you. In every stage of my life, I've always found that there is a lesson that I can learn, and that lesson is a lesson that I can impart to others to improve their life. I can impart to my children, I can impart to and share it with my husband, I can share it with those who I meet. And so look for the lesson. Don't be complaining about the situation. Just look for the lesson that is there to learn. It's an important golden nugget that you will need to take on your next journey to life. So take care. Bye bye.